It's time to put a big hole in the front of this thing. Let's get to work.
The first thing we need to start with is getting this first template stuck on here. Just using some double-sided tape on this and some careful measuring and marking for where it goes. The trick here is to start by routing this like a regular flush-mounted Floyd and then recess it later. Once we have the template in place, we need to drill the indexing hole that locates the rear template to the front template. With the indexing hole drilled, we can start routing. Now, my advice is to not do what I did. You'd be better off drilling out the bulk of the waist here with a Forstner bit and then routing out the remaining. I chose to just route the whole thing out, which isn't the best method, so do what I say, not what I do. That being said, I did this in multiple passes, roughly a 1/4 inch at a time. Again, the Forstner bit to remove the bulk of the waist would be a lot faster and less wear and tear on your router bits. Once the front cavity is routed most of the way through, we can flip it over, mount our rear template, again with double-sided tape, and start routing from that side. After the tone block cavity is routed through, we can remove my patented insert from the spring cavity and start routing that as well. I'm still not sure why this template doesn't come with that insert to begin with. Next is to drill for the holes for our bridge mounting posts. First by taping a flag on my drill bit for my depth, and then start drilling. Do your best here to keep these holes straight and square. Once my mounting post holes are drilled, it's time to start making this thing a recessed bridge. First, by routing the bridge recess. Then, by routing the rear recess.
Okay, now that we've got that Floyd Rose routed, we've got it recessed in there, everything's good to go on the bridge, it's time to route these 2 pickup cavities. Now, what I've done here is just stuck down this template on some shim blocks again because of that neck through. With the fretboard being in the way, you've got to raise this template up a little bit. It'll be okay, we'll work through it. It's just going to take a couple router bit tricks, but we'll get there. So I've positioned this with this neck pickup where I want it. We're going to route that one first. We can't route the bridge pickup because I'm going to have to reposition the template and shift it forward a 1/2 inch or so because the Floyd Rose bridge mounting cavity takes up some of that space where this bridge pickup would be. So we're going to have to scoot that bridge pickup forward just a 1/2 inch or so. It's not going to make a big difference tone-wise, but we're going to route this neck pickup first, then we're going to reposition this template to route the bridge pickup after that. So let's get after it.
So to route these pickup cavities, I'm just using a pattern bearing bit or flush trim bit to start the cavity, and then switching to a longer pattern bearing bit to reach down in there farther since the template is sitting so much up above the body. Longer router bits is the trick here. Don't overthink it. With the neck pickup routed, we can move to the bridge pickup. Same process. For the control cavity, since the cavity is symmetrical, we can just mark the location, flip the template upside down, and stick it on in that orientation. That way, the template isn't conflicting with the neck and the fretboard and can sit down flush on the body. Sometimes, you just have to think outside the standard fender box.
And just like that, we've got all of our cavities routed. I've got a recessed Floyd Rose tremolo setup in here. We went with a typical Telecaster bridge and neck pickup setup, but I did have to move that bridge pickup forward just a little bit due to the way that the Floyd Rose mounts in there. We've got our control cavity routed as well. I may need to go a little bit deeper on this, but that's okay. I can clean that up a little bit from where it is, just using a pattern bearing bit. I think all of our routing is done. We've got our tremolo claw route on the back. So next up, I'm going to start doing some shaping on this body, but I'm going to save that for the next video as this one's getting kind of long. So make sure you subscribe so you know when that video is coming. Click that notification bell so you don't miss it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.
Voyeur Guitars. Who's watching you?